Joshua 2:4a. Vatikach ha'isha et shnei ha'anashim vatitzpano. Now this verse is a flashback, so I'm going to translate this with a pluperfect sense. The woman, she had taken the two men and she hid him. The verse begins with these two vav consecutive imperfect phrases. The first, vatikach, this comes from the word lamed kof chet, and the lamed functions as though it were a noon, so we consider this usually along with the morphology of the pay noon verbs with the first root letter noon. That is, the lamed assimilates into the kof in the vav consecutive imperfect format. In this case, it is a 3fs with the pronoun with the noun spelled out or the subject spelled out. The woman, she had taken the two men. Vatit pano. This is from tsare pe nun, to hide, and this is a kal, vav consecutive imperfect 3fs, same subject, the woman. And on the end of this word, there's a troubling little issue. There is a pronominal suffix. It's a 3ms. So, as I read literally, the Masoretic text here says, and she hid him. But him, 3ms, doesn't seem to correspond with the two of them, the two men. We would expect here a meme, that is a 3mp pronominal suffix. And we look in Gesenius at 135p, and there we find that in many cases there is a singular pronominal suffix which refers to a collective plural. However, Gesenius points out that in the case of Joshua 2:4, this is probably a scribal error, and we should expect that originally it had a 3mp ending. And if we look at BHS apparatus, in fact, they amend the text to have a meme on the end so that it is she hid them. And they cite as evidence, among other things, the Septuagint, which has the 3mp pronominal suffix, or rather spelled out there as it says here, autus. Now coming back, how we read this as a pluperfect or a flashback, that is, this part of the story was delayed to create the irony when the king of Jericho sent men to search for the spies in the previous verse, and they began by commanding, send out the men who have come in here. And now we have a flashback to let us know what happened before that. But in other words, it's the material's arranged out of its chronological sequence in order to create drama.